welcome to the Discover Hip Hop Podcast. I'm your host, Lewis Grant, and it's a Sunday today, so we're going to be chatting to another awesome guest. This guest is based in Melbourne, and he's a super underground, up-and-coming artist, very early in his career. He's only 17 years old, man, and honestly, let me tell you, his ear for music is fucking crazy good, and he's just learning so fast, too. Like, if you listen to his tracks from 6 months ago versus now, it's insane. And if you guys, if you're avid listeners of my podcasts and my content on the Insta and stuff, you would probably know who I'm talking about. I talk about this guy from time to time, but I have talked about him a lot over the period. And man, he's just like I said, I think we're going to be seeing more from him over the next few years. You know, he's really dedicated to the craft at such a young age. He's got such a strong mindset that you guys will discover and realize in this episode. You know, he's just, a good mindset and approach to hate, to criticism and this and that, and he just sees the big picture, you know what I mean? So I think you guys are really gonna enjoy this one. You may not know who he is, but afterwards you will want to know who he is, and you guys might even want to collab with this guy, honestly. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. We're gonna leave it at that for this one. Sit back and relax and discover rosyxo. But tell us about this new song, bro. Like obviously nothing that you don't want out in the world yet, but yeah.
So this morning, I was just messing around with flows. Oh no, yesterday morning I was just messing around with flows, and I found this beat, Prodigy type, Juice WRLD type beat, and I was just playing it over, and I was just trying to find like a melody, just like sort of like 5-0 and Clearview, just like a melodic type song, and found something, so put it together. It's almost ready. I'm gonna release it tonight. So yeah. But
nice.
Only worked on it for a day, but sounds pretty good so far. But yeah.
Nice, bro. That's awesome. How do you feel about it, like compared to 5-0 and Clearview and stuff?
Oh, I think it's all right. It's a lot more like better mastered and polished.
Okay.
Like the sound effects just sound so much better. I was experimenting with like panning as well for like the ad libs as well. So just trying new stuff out,
Nice, bro. That's awesome. Yeah. I reckon like out of 5-0 and Clearview, like I would say 5-0 is definitely more polished.
Yeah.
Clearview, it's like the same style and it's still very good, but like you'd probably say yourself, like there's a couple things about it that I don't know whether it's the mixing, mastering, what, but compared to 5-0, it's not as polished. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I exactly know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, but you reckon this one's like a step up again?
I reckon it's a step up. Yeah, nice polished layers as well with it, with the vocals and the hooks. So yeah. More atmospheric.
Nice, bro. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean that's what you want. Like as long as you keep moving forward with it, like each song, as long as you're stepping it up. But do you ever find like, because I find this with the videos I post, right? Like I'll be editing a video or whatever, and I'll be thinking, yeah, this is the fucking one. Like this video, this is awesome. Like whether it's a freestyle, whatever it is, I'm like, yeah, this is the one. And I post it, and like some other shit that like I don't think is even that good goes fucking way better, you know?
No, that happens so much, man. Like when I released Snapchat, that got like 5,000 streams on Spotify at the moment, and I didn't expect that to go that well, because it was like UK drill, more just like the drill vibe, like not what I'm doing at the moment. But I posted it just because my mate was like, "You got to release that, bro. That sounds fire." So I posted it, and I was like, "Oh, low expectations," but then starts doing well, and I'm like, "Damn, man, it's like just so crazy, just
Yeah. Yeah, it is crazy. Is that I can't remember. Is that your number one song on Spotify, Snapchat?
Yeah, Snapchat.
Which is wild because, I mean, look, maybe it's because I'm not a massive fan of drill, but in my opinion, 5-0 is like 10 times better than Snapchat. You know
That's what I'm saying. That's what even I'm thinking,
Yeah. But I find that, whenever I check out like an artist's discography and I go through, it's quite often like for whatever reason, the most popular songs aren't the best ones, you know? But I don't know why, man. I don't know. People just, I don't know. I mean, maybe it comes down to, like what time of day you posted Snapchat and like what day of the week was it? And, what did people want to listen to at that time? I guess all that sort of comes into play. But do you market your stuff much?
Nah, I'm real bad at marketing. Like the only thing I market my stuff is just my Instagram account. And that's the only thing. So yeah.
Yeah. What's your kind of like view on how an artist grows like a social following?
Or my view, so what I'm doing at the moment, so I've got like a little plan together. So I want to release an EP first, so I have like 6 to 7 like solid songs that I'm comfortable with, like the whole world listening to, and then from there what I'll do, I'll make like a few videos before, like my story, a few posts before it's like releasing stuff, and I'll just be like unreleased, and just just building up suspense, to the drop. And then when
Mm,
it drops, keep posting about it. Do like a music video, do like lyric videos, just post them TikTok, Instagram, just anywhere, and just do it more. And then also does work a lot well with money. If you got money, man, you can just
mm,
like say if you had like 150 bucks for a song, like that's your budget, that's an instant like viral on TikTok, it's crazy.
yeah. Yeah,
Mm,
it's wild, man. I noticed that as well. As like so many people, and I do it myself. I
mm,
put a lot of money into. I mean, not like a lot of money, but like a significant amount of money into like social media marketing.
mm,
Because yeah, it does make the difference. And if you've got the spare cash there, so many artists do it.
mm,
But it's so hard to like because it's so competitive, right? There's so many people out there making music, and there's
mm.
so many people that really want it. So like, how do you distinguish yourself from them and say, you got to check my stuff out? It's hard.
No, it is really hard. Yeah.
Mm. But
Mm,
what I think separates like people that do well from people that maybe don't quite make it, I think a lot of the time it comes down to like work ethic and how bad you want it.
mm,
Because there's people I've spoken to that say that they want it, and they probably do, and they work towards it, and this and that. But it's like then there's other people I speak to, and it's like all they do, and it's like you're never gonna catch up to that person.
mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. How often do you reckon you work on your music?
Daily, every day. There's not a day for like the past year and a half where I just haven't been working on music. Like, even if it's like 10 minutes in my notes and I've just got like a random flow that I'll put down, or if it's just like me humming a melody to save the video for like later when I'm back at home, it's just
Yeah.
every day. And it's just like number one goal is just to at least work on something and do progress. And that's like the only thing that matters to me. As long as I do something in that day and like
Mm.
to benefit to the future, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Mm. It's good. Hey, if you can get yourself into the mindset where people might have different views on this, but if you can get yourself into the mindset where you feel bad if you haven't done something on like working towards your goal that day, I think that's a good place to be.
Mm, yeah.
People might disagree. People might say it's unhealthy expectations or whatever, and maybe that's true. But I don't know, man. I think if you want it, that's how it's got to be, and
Yeah.
that's what I try and do. That sounds like that's what you try and do.
Mm,
But for such a young age as well, like this is crazy. I was saying this to like someone else, I can't remember who, and I was saying, when I spoke to you about the freestyle comp, like
mm,
I just assumed you're around my age, just talking to you.
yeah.
But like when do you reckon you decided like this is what you want to do? When did that sort of mindset come into your life?
So back in at the start of year 8, I made my first song, Could Relate.
Mm,
Um, and it was more of the like the sad boy prolific slash X slash Lil Peep type of vibe, like the emotional, relatable stuff. I made that first song when I got the mic as my Christmas present, and I'm like, yeah, I'll
mm,
make my first song, we'll see it. And I made it, and it was all right. And then from there I started playing around, like I opened a few more projects, started like putting beats in there, started making not songs, but just like messing around with it.
mm,
And then when I saw that relate, because when I posted on YouTube, I got like got like quite a few views, and I saw that I'm like, oh, okay, so I'll make something else. I made a few other ones, and I made It's Okay to Cry, then Thick Thighs, and then a few other ones, and I'm like, all right. And then from there, that point, when I released a few ones, it was like, if I really want this, I've got to work for it. And I've got to
mm.
like work my ass off for it. So that's when it just kicked in. Like, if I want it, I need to get it. You know what I'm saying? If that's the only thing I see myself doing, then just got to aim towards there and just head straight into the deep end.
Where do you think that came from? Like when you say like you realize that if you want
Mm,
this, that's you've got to like really fucking work for it.
mm,
Like because like when did you realize like where do you think that came from? Because I don't think most people see it that way,
mm.
you know?
No, most people don't, but it's all in you. It's all like a mental battle. That's how I look at it. It's just you got to fight to do that daily and stuff. But
Yeah.
when those few songs came out, and I saw that like people were actually like interested in my music, and like that not a following, but just had a few people like had that support, and I'm like, all right, if I want to do it, then I'm just gonna do it. And then from that day, I changed my mind
Mm.
state, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna fight for this. I'm gonna like work for this, you know. And then from there, daily, just notes, you know, songs like pretty much like song a day sometimes, you know, just like from there, and
Mm.
just start slowly going up because it's not you gotta go straight into it, you know. You have to build up from somewhere, you know.
So, like at your age, like you're working so hard on this, right?
Mm.
So, and you're still at school.
Yeah.
Is there anyone around you at school that shares that vision or that gets that, or is everyone kind of looking at you like, what's wrong with you? Or
Yeah, it's mostly everyone's looking at me like, what are you doing, man? Like, I see them Instagram posts, you know.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I had this, my first mate, the one that actually got me into music, actually.
Mm,
Um, good mate, Alex. And I remember at the start or end of year 7, when I was getting all like my mic stuff, um, he was showing me BandLab for the first time and just a few, just like him making beats. And I'm like, yeah, man, just like, you know, from there. And now I've got him to my side to this very day, and we both work on music, you know, a few collabs,
mm,
unreleased collabs, but yeah, you know, still got him
mm.
back to my side, but that's all I need.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
exactly right. And when you know within yourself, like there's one thing to sort of think, oh, maybe, but when you know that this is what you're going to do and that you believe fully in yourself and you back yourself, it really doesn't matter how
Mm.
many people say that you should stop, right? Like you're just not going to stop.
Just not gonna stop that. That
Yeah,
has like pay zero attention to that, you know. They can be like,
yeah,
oh, awesome music, but the haters, bro, they're gonna hate either way, you know.
yeah, exactly. I was chatting to Jay Rums and he was saying that, he was saying he's an artist out of Wollongong. And he
Mm.
was saying, exactly like people, even if you're really, really good, like even if you're Drake or if you're MF Doom or if you're, name all the greats,
Mm.
people are still going to hate you and they're going to
Yeah,
hate what you put out. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So you can't take hate as a genuine opinion because it's an emotional opinion. You know what I
exactly.
mean? It's not
Yeah.
an objective view on your music. It's yeah, and it's good to see that you kind of like push past that. How do you think like you develop that kind of mindset? Because again, like when I was your
Mm.
age, if people told me like if enough people told me I shouldn't be doing something, I'd believe them.
Mm. Well, I don't like the rules that much. I'll just say, you know, I like don't like
Yeah.
listening to what people say, you know, I always like do the opposite or something. But oh no, my bad. What was the question you asked?
Yeah, I'm glad it's not just me.
Yeah, don't
Um,
worry.
no, I was just saying, like, where do you think you got that response to hate? Because at your age, if enough people told me not to do something, like I would listen to them.
Well, I looked about it in like the big view. So as you mentioned, there's rappers that everyone's gonna hate, and you know the thing with people, if there's attention there, the crowd will form. You know, that people
Mm,
love attention, and if there's attention on hate, and obviously there is, people, you know, will hate on that just because there's attention there. You know, because
mm,
they have a reason to do so. So I've got that stuck in my head, and I'm like, okay, so at the end of the day, there's always gonna be haters wanting to see me do bad. You know, so it's like why me bother waste my energy on that when I could just be doing greater things, you know?
mm.
Like,
That's the perfect mindset to have.
yeah.
Does it ever still affect you? Even for a little
Uh,
second when someone comments something?
I'll see it but for the first few seconds. I'll be like, oh, all right, you know, is what it is. But then like a few minutes later, I'll overthink and I'll be like, yeah, no, I'm sweet, I'm chilling, you know?
Yeah, nice, bro.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's good because like your music too, like I will say 50 as the example, is very polished. Like 50 to me, it sounds like a completely professional song. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you. Yeah.
And like, I'm not going to say that that's the same for all of them because you can see your progression though. You can
Mm.
see like 50 being one of your most recent tracks. I think that just shows your progression and, you re-listen to your old music and you go, oh, okay, that's not perfect. That's not perfect. I need to change this or that. And you can see that. And I'm really keen to see what you bring out with this next one, bro. And I think your mindset's great. It's like, there's obviously nothing I need to say to make sure you keep doing it because you're going to anyway. But I
Mm.
just think it's awesome, that you have that mindset and I've been telling everyone to go check you out, bro. Honestly, because like there's so many people that once they see what you're doing, I think they're really going to be on board with it.
Mm. Thank you for that. Thank you.
No worries. Yeah,
Mm.
it's my pleasure. So when did you decide on that kind of style that you like? Are you settled in that
Mm.
style now?
I
or are
think
you?
I've settled in it. I like the just the Juice WRLD, the more melodic, you know. I want to be able to sing on a few tracks, be able to just rap, you know, have verses and everything. But I mean, I did have my like the sad boy stuff like the first year. That's what I was just producing, you know, like the emotional, like girl type stuff. But then now it's just like I wanted something different, so I was more with the Drake X Metro Boomin, like the American, just like the American rap. And I was
Mm,
like, okay, you know, I fuck with that. But then, you know, Polo G and then Juice WRLD, Lil TJ, those three are like the main inspirations at the moment, more of like that
mm,
that fast trap beat, but with melodic though. So you can still sing on it, but you can still just rap, you know. So that's what I
nice.
think I'm finally gonna settle into and just go hard at it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Mm.
that's good, bro. I think it suits your personality. I think it suits your voice and your style. And yeah, I think it's really good. What was I going to say? Yeah, I was going to say, I think the good thing about the style that you've settled with as well, in terms of like demographic, is I think the demographic is pretty wide because it's
Mm.
a good blend between like hip hop and pop almost. You know what I mean? And it
Yeah,
kind of appeals to both of those markets.
yeah,
Yeah. So when did you decide on that style? Is that a more recent thing?
yeah. That was a pretty recent thing. When I released 50, because it was my first time doing like the genre sort of, and I was
Mm,
like, you know what, I fuck with this. I like this a lot. You know, I'm just gonna pump out doing it. So yeah, as soon as Clearview was out, as soon as it hit like SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify, I was like, yeah, all right, this is the time.
yeah, nice, man.
Mm,
That's awesome. I'm
mm,
glad you've settled on it.
mm.
So with that style in mind, is there like specific artists that you've got as a goal to collaborate with in Australia or anywhere else?
Mm. I mean, my number one, oh, I know it's more of like the boom bap, more like the boom bap scene, but
Yeah,
Husky's always been a dream to have on a song.
yeah,
My favorite rapper of all time, hands down. Love him,
nice.
Wombat, you know. But
Yep.
I wouldn't mind, obviously like Lil TJ, Polo G, like all those guys. I would
Mm,
love Lil TJ on a beat, like on a song that dream collab, you know.
mm. Could you imagine that? You know what I mean? Like if you just like 10 years from now, 5 years from now, whatever it is, and you're like in the studio with them.
Mm,
Yeah, that'd be
yeah,
unreal. I was
that's the
chatting.
dream.
Yeah. Oh, bro. Yeah. 100%. I was chatting with my mate, Trilogy. He's a rapper as well. And I was talking with him and I asked him the same question, just having a conversation. And he said Husky as well as his number
Mm,
one.
yeah.
Yeah. He loves Husky, man. And he's so good. He's so
Mm.
technical. He's still able to tell a very in-depth story. He's so raw. He doesn't hide anything, you know.
He doesn't. He's pure emotion, pure story to relate to that everyone loves. You know what I'm saying? He talks about his addictions, his battles,
Mm,
and that's why everyone loves Husky. Well deserved, you know?
mm.
Mm.
Yeah, underrated almost, I think.
Underrated, no, 100% underrated. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where you see, like, and don't get me wrong, I got mad love for Chillin'. He's one of my favorite artists. And the thing I love most about him is his business mindset, you know what I mean? And
Mm.
how good he is at marketing. And that's the thing where we see, if you ask me who's more technical, I would say Husky for sure.
Yeah.
And who's better at the actual craft, but it doesn't come down to that a lot of the time, does it?
Exactly. You can have a few songs and you can market it, spend a few $100 and then you're golden, and then you
Mm.
could have some like one hit song and it just doesn't do well at all.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. What is it about Husky? Like when did you get into him? When did you decide he was your favorite? And what is it about him that made you
Oh,
just
back or around 3 years ago, I listened to Old Me by Husky. And I remember just listening to it and just hearing his flow and the bars and the pure emotion. And I was like, you know what? I fuck with him so much, started listening to him daily. Old Me Part 2 is probably my favorite, but just the way he raps in his flow, it's not singing, of course, but it's like talking rap. But the way he does it is just beautiful, and just like how
mm,
it's all in time, the flows, how he can just go slow, fast, just all those little key factors add up just to him being the best, in my
mm.
in my head.
Yeah, 100%. And another thing that stands out to me is like his control over his voice.
Mm,
He's got such control over his voice. He can express that emotion through the way he delivers certain words at certain points throughout his verses. Yeah, I think he's really good at controlling that delivery.
yeah,
So is
100%.
that is that like those traits, are they like skills and stuff that you look up to in yourself?
Yeah, of course, 100%. Like I'll be listening to like Husky or just any rapper, and I'll just be like noting down the flows, the way they like switch up, like transitioning, ad libs as well. And I'll just like take mental notes, and just like stuff that I
Mm,
can work on, improve on, just like them. Like
mm,
say if that part has too much reverb, that part, too fast, whatever, retake, re-record.
And are
Mm.
you do you ever get like frustrated with that, or will you do as many takes as it takes to get it perfect?
The first, like, say if I've got like just 4 bars and I'll just spend like what, around 10, 15 minutes on it. And then like if it takes over 30 minutes, I'll just keep doing it. It'll make me more angrier, but I know I'll be getting it done. Like it does get frustrating
Yeah.
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, bro. I relate to that.
Mm.
I play guitar, not too much these days, but I've recorded a bunch of guitar and like yeah, it's the same thing. And the thing is for me is like when you're playing it for the first time, that emotion is there, because you're playing that because of that emotion, the inspiration from that emotion.
Mm.
And then I'm trying to put that emotion into the music. But then the more I play it, like I start to get angry and I'm like losing that emotion and it becomes worse and worse as I
Yeah,
go on.
yeah,
But yeah, it's just I think it's just part of recording. Hey,
yeah.
um, that's one thing I've heard about Chillin' is his skill in the studio is unreal. Apparently, he's very, very good at doing things in like very few takes.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. You see it on people's Instagrams lives, and they'll just give credit to Chilling It for that. He can. I heard something about it, but he had this project like that was 3 years ago. And he recently opened it back up in the studio with a few others, and then
Mm,
he heard this one bar that he didn't like, re-recorded it, sounded the exact same. Like
it's crazy.
it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
He's gifted.
Like the volume and everything. I don't
Yeah,
think like people that haven't recorded might not understand. Like if you're like, like 3 inches, 2 inches of, like further away from the mic, like the volume's going to be different. And,
yeah,
and even the sound, like how much of the punch does it capture is going to be different. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So like to get it like that perfect is a very, very hard thing to do.
No, it is. It takes so much time, but it's worth it
Yeah.
all at the end. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Have you been in the studio much? Do you record your stuff in studios?
Oh no, usually I'll go to a studio. Oh, I'll go to studios a few times, like there and there, probably like once or twice a month. So not too much as I'd like to. But I've got trusty road over here. So I just
Yeah.
record here, bedroom.
Nice, bro. Yeah. It's so expensive. Hey, studio time.
Oh, so expensive, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you work at the moment or?
Yeah, so the job or
Oh
last
yeah.
podcast, yeah, so I
Yeah.
got the job. So
Congratulations, bro. That's awesome.
thank you. Thank you. So like first proper job. So just gonna work there part-time. So, is what it is. So yeah,
Nice. Get some money in for the music, eh?
exactly. Straight to the studio we go in
Awesome.
marketing. So yeah.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. And you said like first proper job. Like what else have you done for work in the past?
Oh, just carpentry. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
yeah, just for like a year, just for a trader.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. And it wasn't for you?
Oh, it was I didn't mind it. It was all right. Just obviously it's hard labor, of course. But
Mm.
at the end of the day, if I had to, I would, to get money. But just gonna try out other things. But yeah,
Mm. Is it full time the job that you've gotten just now?
it's only part time. So
So
yeah,
that's probably better for what you want to do anyway, right?
yeah,
Yeah. That's the thing I found, or I'm finding now. Like I have a full-time job, and it's great for the money side of things, but it takes so much of your time away. And for me
mm,
right now, like the time is more valuable than the money.
yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah,
So you've been doing this for since year 8, you said, and you're
yeah,
17 now. So what, like 3 years or something?
yeah. 3 years now. Yeah.
Do you have like any goals for the next 3 years or 5 years, like a where you see yourself or anything?
I mean, till I'm 18. So next year I'm 18, and I just want to I just want to have like a no, not clout, not just like popularity, but just a bit like a small following, just like a little community that I can
Mm,
like work on as well. But I want to by a year, yeah, I just want to have like the EP out, make sure I market that really well, and just
mm,
do like a lot of videos and just be as active as I can on social media, and just just aim for like more of course I'll have songs and stuff, but just properly getting into like the business side, you know?
How do you feel about that? Is that
Mm.
something that you think is going to come naturally, or is that a bit harder than the music thing?
I mean, it's a bit harder than the music thing because I don't like social media that much,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, I've got to in order to get to the top or one day,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
got to make that like a consistent habit, daily posts, be as active as I can. Then when the EP is out, just have like a theme, market it properly, and just do take steps, small steps, but get there in the end.
Yeah, exactly, bro. It sounds like you've really thought about this. It's just so crazy to me that you're only 17,
Yeah,
because like, man, what was I doing when I was 17? 17, bro, I think I was just drinking like 3 or 4 days a week, eh?
yeah,
When I was 17, man, I remember we started doing in year 8, bro, because I grew up in the country, right? So central west of New South Wales. And
yeah.
like people were just drinkers out there, man. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to do for the youth. So it's just drinking. And
Mm,
so like year 8, we started having parties every weekend. Year 9, year 10, we're all and this the year group was so small. There was only like 50 people in my year group. And so we just all like everyone was just invited. We'd all go to a party and we'd just get fucking blackout drunk at
mm,
that you know what I mean? And
yeah,
it's just like when I was 17, bro, that's all I was doing. I was just getting drunk. I wasn't even thinking about tomorrow, let alone like my future. It's just so
yeah.
crazy that you've got this mindset. It's awesome, bro.
Thank you so much.
Do you ever feel like you're missing out? Like people are going out, they're like partying, they're this and that. They're like, do you feel like you're missing out on any of that?
I wouldn't say I'd feel like it because I still party. I
Yeah,
still have my fun, but I'm balancing it well.
yeah.
Like I would say, oh, it's like 50-50, but no, music obviously the main priority. But it's like I can still have fun, go to my parties and do that, because like every day, like one point, I'll be writing lyrics or something, just
Mm.
making progress. But and even when I'm at parties, I'll be playing my music for everyone, showing it off, be like, yo, everyone, you
Yeah,
like this? So
that's
yeah.
awesome, bro. That's cool. Yeah. And that's the thing is like if you really apply yourself to the music and you do well with it, like the experiences that you'll get out of that, they're going to be far better than
Mm,
any fucking party or nightclub or whatever. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be so much better. But
Yeah.
so, what's your favorite like song or project that you've ever made?
Oh, my favorite one. Probably 5 at the like right now. It's like at the
Yep.
top. But this new one that I've actually been cooking up recently, it's like up there. It's up there. It's more obviously like the little TJ. You already know. But
Mm,
yeah, probably like the new one I'm working on is like one of the top so far. Just
mhm.
trying to nail it out. But probably 5 or Clearview, just one of those ones. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I agree completely. Like I would say 50
Mm.
is your best work. So when it comes to this new one, like you've said the mixing and mastering that you think that's a step up. What about like the actual atmosphere and the feel of the song? Like, do you think that it's a better song for the listener experience?
I reckon it is because so I'm still mixing it at the moment, but I've been yeah, as I said, I've been playing around with all the effects and stuff.
Yeah.
I've just been really trying to focus on the atmosphere of this song, particularly, like just make sure there's enough reverb there, like at that point. But yeah, no, I'm just gonna keep doing that. Oh, wait, what was the question again? My bad, sidetrack.
That's a great question. What was the question? I think I was just saying, yeah. So do you believe that this new song is a better listening
Mm.
experience for the listeners?
Mm. I reckon it is. Yeah, because I've been playing around with the effects, like just mastering it properly. But been trying new stuff out because most of my other songs like 50 Clearview hasn't been laid at all. So
Mm,
to get like that atmospheric effect, and to get like an all part of your headphones, just gonna
mm,
try that more out, just make it more like a polished song. So yeah.
mm. Yeah, nice, nice.
Mm.
That's awesome. What's your like what's your process for learning about all this stuff? Is it mostly YouTube or experimenting or?
I don't watch no tutorials, nothing. The only tutorials I'll watch on is just preset tutorials, for BandLab or something, or FL Studio. But nah, I'll just those YouTube videos, how to freestyle, how to make songs, none of that. I'll just for the past 3 years just been freestyling, and that's what's
Mm,
helped me get here, what I'm saying? And then
mm.
just naturally listening to songs and then subconsciously like analyzing the structure of the song. So like the hook and then verse, pre-chorus and then hook, blah blah blah. Just like very getting the song structure down pat, trying to make it more, better as well.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Like, you just seem to naturally have this ear for music. You know what I mean? Like, you just
Mm.
kind of pick up on this stuff naturally because like there's some people out there, and I'm sure you've met them. Like, they'd be 50 years old or something, and they still can't like tap along to a beat. Let
Mm.
alone understand like what reverb is and how it affects the atmosphere, and same with delay and all these different things. You know,
Yeah.
it's so crazy. And for me, like, trying to learn like the recording software, the DAW or whatever, trying to like
Mm.
understand how like what everything actually does and how it affects it and how to adjust it and how to get it right. Like, that's so hard for me. Like, that doesn't come naturally at all. Like, I
Mm.
love music, and I've tried to learn as much as I sort of need to do this and record basic stuff. But bro, it's like, and I also don't enjoy it. I think that's a big part of it. But like, you mix and master all your own stuff, do you?
Yeah, all of it.
That's awesome. And do you ever make your own beats and stuff as well? Or
Sometimes I'll experiment there and there, but I make my beats on the side, but just like little projects, nothing big there.
yeah, yeah. Any of your tracks that you've got out on Spotify, your own beats?
Um, nah, not at the moment.
Okay, so still sort of working up to that point, but you eventually, do you want to get to a point where you're making all your own stuff?
Yeah, I want to just be all 100% authentic, no ghost
Yeah,
riders, no X prods, just all
yeah.
original.
That's awesome, bro. That's so rare too. I'm sure you probably know, but
Yeah.
there's very few artists out there that really do everything themselves.
Mm.
Yeah, bro. That Kid Curvy. Do you know much about that Kid Curvy?
Not that much, not that much at all. Yeah.
He's like a big inspiration of mine, like just in the recent sort of years, and just, I guess, role model in a way, because he's truly independent. I don't know if you know, but he's done everything himself. He's done everything music wise, but also everything business and marketing wise. He packages his own merch. He designs his own merch. He gets everything done. He ships it. He does the website himself. He does all the admin himself. Fucking everything, bro. It's
Hmm.
crazy. And he's done so well for himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's truly inspiring, and it shows people like yourself that do want to do it by yourself. Like, it's been done, and it's been
Mm.
done in Australia. So
Yeah.
like, there's no reason that you can't do it.
Exactly. Nothing
Yeah,
stopping me.
yeah. How do you deal with I mean, we've kind of covered this, but like, at school and stuff, you were saying that people sort of question it. Does anyone ever like full on give you shit for it?
Um, they won't full on give me shit about it. They'll be like, "Oh, your music shit, blah blah blah." Oh, few people would be like, "Oh, rosyxo," just mention my name and that. I'm like,
Mm.
"Yeah, hell yeah, yeah, that's me." You know?
That's so crazy, man. Like, kids, like, well, not kids, but teenagers, and just the experience in school is so wild that like, they say, your music is shit. It's such a, like, it's wrong. Like, they're just
Mm.
wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But it's so crazy that they'll say that so confidently.
yeah. And it's like a bit surprising at the same time, but it's like, is what it is.
Yeah. Bro, and like, in 5 years from now, when you've got your following and you're doing shows and shit like that,
Mm.
they're going to be fucking trying to message you, going, "Oh, bro, like, you're doing so good." You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Yeah.
yeah. That's what I've
100%.
always got in mind. Like in 5 years' time, when I'm on stage, rapping for everyone, like
Yeah.
people will be reaching out to me, maybe or when it happens, But
Yeah.
this is just come up, all part of the plan. So
100%. How do you think you'll respond to that when that happens?
I don't know. I haven't even thought about like the fame like perspective of it yet.
Yeah.
Like, because that's always been a goal, but but I reckon I wouldn't message them back. Like maybe depends who it is. For like my close mates that I like lost contact with due to like rapping and stuff. Hell yeah, reach out back to them.
Yeah.
Um, but if they were haters from number one, then the haters no matter
Yeah.
what, I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like even if they're saying blah 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 blah, is what it is.
Yeah. Do you think like people could ever really truly change their perspective, or do you think even if they're being nice to you at that point, like underneath all that, they still kind of want you to fail?
I reckon still, if people are gonna hate, then they're gonna hate. If they've, if they hated before, they can hate again. But I mean, oh, it's like, yeah, it's such an interesting topic to talk about.
Mm.
It's like, I reckon, I mean, I don't even know, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's hard, bro.
it's hard to word it.
What was that? So it's
It's
hard to
hard to
word
word
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I think it's strange. I think people can change, but I think most of the time their core sort of values don't. Like most of the time,
Mm.
like even now, like I'm not even making too much noise, but I've had like so many people from school that I did not get along with at all like reach out to me going, oh bro, you're so good on podcasts, like you're perfect for podcasts, this is great,
Mm.
loving it, rah rah rah. And that, that was when I first started posting some stuff, and then now like I don't hear a single thing from them. Like
Mm.
I didn't really respond to them, I just said, oh thanks man, and like that was it. And now you just don't hear from them. They
Yeah.
didn't really care, they just wanted to see if you were going to let them jump on the bandwagon.
Exactly. Oh, perfect way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
exactly, bro. What else have we got? What is the experience like? Okay, so from the start of when you like truly decided that this is what you want to do up until this point, what has that experience been like? And has it met your expectations, or has it been far different from what you could have expected?
I mean, at the start, I thought it was simple as just making one song, one blow up song, and just, voila, voila, but at the start, I was like, I noticed that you had to put an effort and like work and like
Mm.
be consistent about it. So, I saw that and I'm like, if I want to do this for the rest of my life, just gotta do that. But yeah, no. Oh,
So
sorry, pardon, go on.
So it's like kind of like met your expectations, like you kind of worked out pretty quickly what it was going to be like, and that's sort of how it's been.
Yeah, exactly. Like freestyling from the start, then making a few songs. And I'm like, this is a jam, make a few posts there and there, a few songs, keep going. And I'm like, slowly going up, working towards, I've got that goal, I can see it, but just gotta, get there. But
Mm.
just being consistently, climbing the ladder and just whatever it takes, to get to the top.
So like, what is that goal? Like you say,
Mm,
you can see it. Like,
mm.
what does it look like? Like when you're there, what does it look like?
Me performing on stages, having merch, touring the world, going
Yeah.
anywhere that I want. I like collaborating with other artists with different perspectives, different genres, or in the future, stuff like that. And just the experience. But yeah, no, just to have some sort of recognition, of course, but then
Mm.
also just to live it.
Mm. Yeah, bro, that's awesome. I think that's a very I remember seeing J. Cole on a reel say this once, and it stuck with me. And he was saying, you know, set goals that seem so far out of your reach that it seems delusional.
Mm,
Because like if you set goals like here and you achieve that, like who knows fucking how far you could have gone. You know what I
mm,
mean? Like set your goals like as big as you can possibly imagine, and fuck it, see how far you go.
fuck it, see how it
Yeah.
goes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
that's awesome, bro. So what would be like the number one thing that would be like your career highlight, do you think? Like out of your whole life, your whole experience, anything that could happen, you could be doing like arena shows, you could be doing like any of that sort of shit, you could be
Mm.
collaborating with the big like what would be the number one thing?
Oh, probably out of everything, of course, shows, but I reckon just solid studio time with like an artist, with like a famous artist, someone that I get to collab with. That's like the number one goal, It doesn't have to be like a particular artist. I mean, of course, like little TJ Husky, those two, the main
Mm.
ones, but just being able to sit in that studio and just work on a song with, someone that's already, in the game that can give you feedback and experience, that's what I love, main goal.
Yeah, because that's the thing. That's like whenever you get into that situation, like your skill just like takes a massive leap, hey, because
Mm,
you're in the room with someone, like you said, that's been doing this for however long. They've already learned all these things. They've made these mistakes. They've recovered from. They've got so much advice that they can just give to you straight away, and
yeah.
they can like watch you do your thing in the studio, and they can analyze you and be like, okay, you need to fix this, that, this, that, this, that, and just like be perfect and just tell you everything you need to know.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome, bro. Is there anything you want to talk about, like anything particular you want to share with everyone, the world, goals, experiences, advice, lessons, anything like that?
The only piece of advice I've got is just to keep going, just to keep going, no matter what. Consistency is key, and
Mm,
that's the main goal, you
mm.
know?
100%, bro. Consistency, I think, is just as important as, doing the thing itself, the skills, everything like that. Consistency is number one, alongside with reputation, in my
Exactly.
opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can consistently, if you consistently put out your work, your craft at a certain like standard, that's how you develop that reputation. And that reputation is what gains the trust of your fan base. And with the trust of your fan base, that's it.
Exactly. That's all
Yeah.
you need. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%, bro.
Yeah.
There was something else I was going to ask you. Um, I don't know, but is there anyone that you want to like shout out to, or anyone that's like, you mentioned Alex before, like, is there
Mm.
anyone that's sort of been there, or anyone that you think is musically really, really good that doesn't have much exposure or something?
I reckon, probably my homie that you met on Cool last time, KP
Mm,
Kai, one of my best mates, been through there or been with me since everything, been through
mm,
everything with me, been from the music journey since day one. We still make songs together. He's like, he doesn't have any songs out, but he's working there. But
mm.
massive shout out to KP,
He
you know,
seemed like I only
day
spoke to him
ones.
briefly, but he seemed like his uh, energy and personality is like very beneficial to what you want to do. He seems like
Mm,
he'll be pushing you. I assume, is he the one that was telling you to put that song out?
yeah,
Yeah, he seems like he's that kind of guy that's like pushing you to keep going. Whether yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Is there anything else that you like do with your time? Like anything else you're interested in, hobbies, anything like that?
Music, yeah,
It's just music.
music is like my
Yeah,
main hobby. I love just,
yeah,
um, other than that, nothing else really. Just
yeah.
got that in mind. That's the only hobby I need.
It's the only thing you think about, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you ever like have you had many girlfriends? Do you have much time for that, or are you just focused on the music?
I mean, I've got time for it. It is what it is. It's like I can still have a few girlfriends there and I won't be distracted. Like I'm chilling, I'm chilling.
Yeah. Does that ever distract you? Like if you're, if you've got something to work on and your girlfriend's over, or girl doesn't have to be a girlfriend, does that like do you find it hard to like discipline yourself and be like, no, I need to do this?
Not really, because I mean, being with a girl, it's like you're gaining experiences out of it, and that's
Mm.
more experiences you can put to music. It's a win-win at
Mm.
the end of the day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a cool way of looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this has been awesome, bro. It's great chatting to you. It's great to get to know you. It's great to like find out, like have a bit more of a peek inside your mind, and
Yeah.
I think the people will appreciate that too.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, we might just wrap it up here, bro.
That's perfect. No, thank you so much for
Awesome.
having me. It's
No
been a
worries at all.
pleasure.
Yeah, and you're in Melbourne, right?
Yeah, I am.
So when I come down to Melbourne, we'll link up. We'll do an in-person
Perfect.
podcast, and I'll try and connect you with some people too.
Easy. That would be perfect. Sounds
Yeah.
easy. Just let me know when and it's booked out.
Awesome, bro. Sounds good. Is there
Yeah.
anything you want to tell the people about, like music coming out? Obviously, you mentioned your track, the EP. Anything you
Mm.
want to put out there? Your
Um,
Instagram.
So rosyxo.officials, of course, for the Instagram, rosyxo TikTok, but new song coming out tonight. Don't know the name yet, but There's a new song coming out tonight. That's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say. You know, so
Well,
make sure to stay tuned.
By the time this is out, it's already out. So just go check him out on Spotify, rosyxo, all one word, and it should be there. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you
awesome.
so much.
No worries, bro. If you ever want to jump on, if you got anything coming up, just let me know and we'll organize something.
Yes, bro.
All right. Take care, brother.
Easy. Take care. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. See ya.
Wanna drive, I'll come get you. Always fucking around in the best mood. Heading back to mine, we gon' rest too. Sometimes I'll be wishing I met you. Better know that I want to impress you. When I do something wrong, I'ma tell you. If you say you need help, I'ma help you. When we all alone, I get you. Always acting wrong, got me round in the best mood. Shorty hit me up, I'ma let you. Go on a fire like a ladder, I'ma kiss you. When you're not around, no, I miss you. You be ripping my heart like a tissue. When you say I'm not enough, I'm a mess too. So now we're making up, guaranteed proof. Now I'm packing the bond like I don't need to. Late at night, in my feels, no, I'm all alone. You be breaking my heart, going through my phone. Late at night, in the whip, no, I'm all alone. And I'm thinking you care, feelings unknown. Yeah, yeah, I don't need to. Yeah, yeah, I want to. Fucking all around, you know that I need you. Leave me in the ground, you know I still want you. I'ma go and run away. Think that I might need some space. Voices that I can't escape. The demons in my head today. I'ma go and run away. Think that I might need some space. Voices that I can't escape. The demons in my head today. Wanna drive, I'll come get you. Always fucking around in the best mood. Heading back to mine, we gon' rest too. Sometimes I'll be wishing I met you. Better know that I want to impress you. When I do something wrong, I'ma tell you. If you say you need help, I'ma help you. When we all alone, I get you. Hot box, another room, we be fading now. When I look in your eyes, you be breaking down. Then I get another bag, you be staying now. Put a blade in my back, you be crazy now. Yeah, yeah, I don't need to. Yeah, yeah, I want to. Fucking all around, you know that I need you. Leave me in the ground, you know I still want you. Wanna drive, I'll come get you. Always fuck around in the best mood. Heading back to mine, we gon' rest too. Sometimes I be wishing I met you. Better know that I want to impress you. When I do something wrong, I'ma tell you. If you say you need help, I'ma help you. When we all alone, I get you. I'ma go and run away. Think that I might need some space. Voices that I can't escape. The demons in my head today. I'ma go and run away. Think that I might need some space. Voices that I can't escape. The demons in my head today. I'ma go and run away. Think that I might need some space. Voices that I can't escape. The demons in my head today. I'ma go and run away. Think that I might need some space. Voices that I can't escape. The demons in my head today.